I wanted to spend a moment or two talking about the Water Resources Development Act conference report. And I would say to my colleagues, both in this chamber and in the House, some improvement in the word of reauthorization has happened, but it's not near enough. Over the past from 86 to 10, the average new authorizations were over $3 billion a year, and the average amount of money was $1.8 billion a year. So we've been going backwards all that time. In this report, they did deauthorize less than 10% of the $80 billion in backlogged projects. Their attempt to take some of the political nature out of it is a good attempt, but it's not nearly complete and will be gamed just like we've seen in the past. What really hasn't happened in the Word of Bill, and partly because they don't have the authority to do it, is to change the Corps of Engineers. There's never been a project the Corps of Engineers doesn't want to build. And there's never been a study they don't want to study, because what that means is their budget continues and their jobs continue. And so we don't have a distinct, independent voice that we can rely upon because the bureaucratic malaise and self-interest trumps it every time. There's another critical problem with this bill. The Inland Waterway Trust Fund is out of money. We steal it every year. It's like Social Security. The money's been stolen and spent. And yet they changed the requirement for inland waterway repairs, where it used to be if it was under $8 million, we'd pay for it out of the general fund, not the trust fund. Now they've moved that to $20 million. So what that in essence says is we're going to do things that are the responsibility of the trust fund, but we're going to charge the American taxpayer rather than the users of the inland waterway to do these repairs. We have a lot of those in need of repair on the Kerr-McClellan waterway in Oklahoma. So there's a little sleight of hand, another smoke and mirror set from the Congress of the United States, the American people, about not being truthful about what they're doing. We need a priority of projects. We need discipline within the Corps of Engineers. There is none. There is no discipline. It's turf protection and bureaucratic excess continued as normal. And what we should have done is deauthorize about $40 billion worth of the projects that are presently aligned and really put a priority on what is most important for the nation, not what's most important for a certain congressman or a certain senator to look good at home. But unfortunately, we didn't have the courage to do that. We didn't have the strength of character to do that. We wouldn't stand up and defend that. So what we did is make a minimal progress. And there is some progress, I'll admit it. But it's certainly not enough to get my vote. When you fix symptoms of disease rather than fixing the real disease, what you do is delay the onset of the cure. And that's exactly what we've done with the Water Resources Conference Act. Mr. President, I yield the floor. Note the absence of a quorum.